Get stuff set up. Recognize the music. Let's check here. So, let's see. Arlie, Cheryl, Killaman, Larissa, Chuck or Tay to pretend. I just sat down and see there's like all this like chat going on. Okay, let me turn off the music. I like that music. That was, if you didn't guess, of course, it was music from the Coma 2. That was the police station music. I think they did a really good job at making that game overall. I think it's like, you know, atmosphere is really good. It's not really like scary, but I liked the creativity of it. And I especially liked that they focused on Korean culture. Like a lot of aspects of Korea's culture that I think usually Korea doesn't really try promoting, but it had a lot of that. Like it wasn't just like a school, but it was like they had a lot of other different aspects of Korean culture, like Korea's religious culture, Korea's, you know, spiritual culture, Korea's, you know, friendship culture and stuff, and how you talk with older people and younger people, and like all this different type of stuff in the game. So I'm hoping that they're making a Coma 3. I'm hoping they're working on it now. I hope. I don't know. And that I could play that sometime next year. But in the meantime, hey Small. In the meantime, we're probably going to be playing this game for the rest of time and throughout all eternity, because this game goes very long, and we're already at part 10, and I don't even see... We're just barely touching the surface. We're just barely getting started in this game. 아직 시간의 여유가 있다. Yes, I still have free time. There's still time, free time, basically. Extra time. 누구에게 가볼까? Who should I go to? Oh, I don't remember. Did we pick someone else to go to next? Oh, that's right. That's right. We went to the Hansehi. We went to the lawyer. Okay, we have to do all this. Okay, I found out if you push control, I saw another streamer do it, you can skip without having to click one at a time. Okay. I don't...
실종 사건으로 조사되던 그 사건은 시간이 흐르자 살인 사건으로 조사받.
Do you remember the last thing we got to?
그 살인 사건에
Yeah, we were with the lawyer, but it doesn't save, as you remember. It only saves like after large chunks. But I don't remember what it was that she said. Did I lean against the wall, or somewhere around here, a little bit after here? So basically, my father was involved in that murder case. You mean involved? 하시면 설마, do you mean by chance like no way? Are you saying like he's being suspected?
맞아요. 제 아버지는
Maybe we got up to
살인
here?
사건의 용의자로 누명을 쓰고 계세요.
I don't remember. Maybe this was the last thing we got to? Anyway, he's being suspected as a suspect. Her father. This was as far as we got, right up here. Because I would recognize the sentence. 파렴치하다. As some sort of murderer who killed his own friend. He is being suspected as that. 파렴치하다. It's going to be a description about the murderer. Shameless murderer. Despicable. 파렴치하나. I'm sure that's not the title of the movie. So yeah, basically he's being suspected as some despicable murderer who killed his own friend. None and the object marker? What do you mean? Killaman, I have a video on those, all three of those on my channel. Check it out. I think of those two, object marker is definitely the easiest, although I'm not saying it's easy, but relatively quicker to learn. But if you let me know a specific sentence where you're confused by it, Killaman, I can try to explain it a little bit.
그래서 저 혼자 이 실종 사건을 조사했어요.
So that's why I investigated this disappearing person's case by myself.
아버지 친구분이 살아계시면 아버지는 자연스레 누명에서 벗어나실 테니까.
아버지 친구분이 살아계시면, if my father's friend is alive, then my father will naturally, 자연스레, 누명에서 벗어나실 테니까. He'll be able to escape from, is that accusation? Yeah, the false accusation. Okay, false charge.
그렇게 그분의 흔적을 쫓다가 여기까지 오게 된 거예요.
So I was looking for any sort of traces of that person, 흔적, 쫓다가, I believe that's chasing after. Yes. And then came here. So that's why I'm here, as I was chasing after any evidence of that person, and it came here. 하나 여쭤도 될까요? Can I ask something?
어떤 거요?
What? 한세희 씨가 그걸 저에게 털어놓는 이유는, the reason why you are just telling that all to me is, 한세희는 왜 나에게 실종 사건에 대한 것을 태어났을까? Why do we think that she is telling us all of this? Do you think it is because 사건의 연관성 relationship of her relationship to the case. So 내가 쫓는 실종 사건과 그 실종 사건이 관련 있다고 생각했기에, the reason that she's telling us is because she thought, 생각했기에, that we are related. I have some sort of relation, or not I do, but the case that I am investigating right now, my 실종 사건, missing persons case, is somehow related to the case of what she is looking for. That's the reason why I'm thinking that she's telling me this. Or do I want to say 인물의 연관성? 인물 is a person. 연관성, so the relationship with a person. Or 나와 실종된 사람이 접점이 있다고 의심했기에, because she doubts the fact that I do not have any sort of 접점, like 접점, hold on. Okay, yeah, contact. Because she doubts that I have some sort of contact with 나와 실종된 사람이 접점이 있다고. Because no, I was misinterpreting. Because she doubts. I was thinking doubts means doesn't, but here it's doubts that I do. Because she doubts me, because she thinks I might have some sort of relationship with the person who disappeared. I think it's the first one, because she thinks my case is somehow related to her case. So let's go with that. I've seen all 3 videos when I started making sentences, but I used it for... Yeah, watch it again. If it's been a while. Watch the... specifically, I'll say watch the... Which one's the best one? I think the beginner series is actually pretty good for reteaching those. Although, I have so many videos. I'd say watch the beginner series. I have a video on each one. They're pretty short. It's like 6 minutes or so for each. And, yeah, I think that's probably good. And then if you want some more, there's always more review you can do about it. If you really want to get into picky about how everything's used. But the basics are all in those videos in the new beginner course. So check that one out. Yeah, you don't have to book a one-on-one session. That's for people who are really interested in just doing personal tutoring with me. But you can just check out those videos, I'd say. 아버지 친구분의 실종 사건과 제가 쫓는 실종 사건이 무관하지 않다고 생각하시는 거겠죠? It's because, or I'm not really saying because, but anyway, the reason is what I was saying before. So you think that it's not unrelated. The missing persons case is not related to the missing person case that I'm looking for. So basically, you think that the case that I'm searching for, the missing persons case, isn't unrelated to 무관, means mu. See, Cheryl, I was talking about this with you yesterday. Remember how I said mu means to not exist? If you knew that 관 means a relationship, you can know 관련, related to, 관계, a relationship, 무관, no relation. So yeah, basically irrelevant, or whatever, however you want to translate it. So you think there's some sort of relation there. 내 질문을 들은 한세이는, so 한세이 who heard my question, she heard my question and then 살짝 고민하는 눈치였다. I could tell she was kind of worrying a little bit. 털어놓는 김에 속 시원하게 다 털어놔주면 좋겠는데 아직도 한세이는 생각이 많아 보인다. 털어놓는 김에, while she's, she's venting to me anyway, while she's telling me all this anyway, 속 시원하게 다 털어놔주면, if she were to just vent it all, 속 시원하게, so that she kind of feels good. If she would just vent everything she's got while she's venting anyway, might as well just vent everything. 좋겠는데, it would be good if she did that. But 아직도 still, she looks like she's still thinking about a lot of things. 살짝, little bit, slightly, somewhat, very little bit.
네, 맞아요.
Yes, that's right.
그리고 준성 씨는 실종 사건을 취재했으니 실종자 명단을 정리하셨을 거고.
And then you, 준성 씨, that's us, 실종 사건을 취재했으니, since you have investigated this missing persons case, 실종자 명단, a list of all the disappearing people, 정리하셨을 거고. Again, Cheryl, this is another example where even though I didn't know the word 실종자, you can easily guess it because I know that 자 is a word that means a person. And 실종 I already knew meant disappeared, so disappearing person. Even though I can't translate it in English very well, unless I don't think about Korean and just try to speak English with my English brain, you can guess so many words. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't know the word, but let's say before this game, I didn't know that word because I never saw it before. But it's you see it and you immediately know, oh, person. So you would have organized a list of all the disappearing people because you investigated that missing persons case. Those missing persons cases. Missing persons cases. Missing person cases? Yeah. 실종자 명단에 아버지 친구분이 있다면, if your father's friend is in that list of disappearing people who have disappeared, 두 사건은 연결되어 있다는 거겠군요. Then, well, I guess, yeah, it would be that the two cases are related. Yeah, I do have the list. 내 머릿속으로 그간 내가 조사했던 자료들이 스쳐 지나간다. I saw really quick when it flashed where the first document was, it said list of disappearing people. So in my head, flashed the documents that I had investigated during that time had flashed in front of my eyes. So I suddenly remember the documents. Yes. 망할 악마 때문에, because of that freaking devil, demon guy. 잠시 잊고 있던 PD로서의 감각들이, the emotions I had forgotten for a bit as a producer, my senses as a producer, 두근거리며 깨어나는 기분이다. I can kind of feel like they're beating and awakening inside of me. 그 실종되신 분 성함이, so the name of that person who disappeared, what was it? What was that name? I want to write these words down, but I also want to ensure that I'll use them. Yeah, if you're if you're not at least an intermediate yet, it would seriously be a waste of your time to stress about these words. But if you want, writing them down isn't going to hurt. I think the only thing that would hurt is if you were to take your time and try to study them, try to memorize them. That I think would be a waste of your time. But looking them up, writing them down, great use of your time. No problem there. Just, I always caution people not to focus on studying too much vocabulary, because you could know, I could put the entirety of Naver Dictionary, well, except the example sentences, into your head and give you instant access to any of those vocabulary words, and you would not be able to speak Korean at all. Like, it doesn't get it. Grammar is what lets you speak Korean. Being comfortable with how to what situations and how to use grammar is what makes you speak Korean. Vocabulary, no one needs to stress about vocabulary. I'm still not even stressing about vocabulary. I just, I learn new vocabulary, and that's what I want. I want to learn more vocabulary, but it's not something you have to stress about, because even if I learn a vocabulary word, like say I learn 스쳐 지나가다, we just saw that in the previous example here. I'll show you. Actually, it was right here. Yeah, here. The documents 스쳐 지나가다, 스쳐 지나가다. When would I know how to use that if I just wrote down like flashed by? Well, then when do I use flashed by? I guess it's like thoughts, or right? Or it could be like a person, I guess, went by me or something like that. So you have to know, like, when do you even use it? But just learning exactly what something means is kind of useless. It's better to learn how it's used, like, the grammar of it, more than just the word means this word means this. That's pretty useless for anything beyond really basic stuff. Like, 코끼리 means elephant. Great. You want to say the elephant in the room, you're not going to say 방 안에 있는 코끼리. That doesn't make any sense. So you have to know, like, when do you use stuff.
권상현이라는 분이세요.
His name is 권상현. If I wrote down every word I didn't know, I'd be pretty much rewriting the whole... Well, that's what I'm doing, Cheryl. That's what I'm doing, so you don't have to. Anytime, like, I write down anytime there's a word that I didn't know in the sentence, I look it up, or even if I knew it, if I couldn't remember it, like, fast enough, like if it took me a while to remember it, or if I have to guess it, even if I'm right, if I felt like I really had to guess it, then I write it down. So we have one sentence today, one sentence that had a new word, 파렴한, which, as I said, was kind of like despicable. 파렴하다. So yeah, that's what I do. And I can feel it working. I feel like each time we play, we're getting through a little bit more than the last time we played. 권상현 씨라. His name's 권상현, so...
준성 씨가 찾던 실종자 명단에 있어요?
Is he in the list of missing people that you are looking for? 이번 사건을 취재하면서 백수십 번을 검토했던 실종자 명단이다. That's hard to say. In this case, while reporting this case, 백수십 번, hundred, 수십, tens of times. So hundreds of dozens of times. 검토했던 실종자 명단이다. It was the list of missing people which I had 검토. I believe that's going to be like searched it over, looked through. So dozens and dozens of times while reporting on this case. Let me check it. See, this is a word like 검토. Like, yeah, I know 검토, but I can't think of what the English word is, so I'm going to write down the sentence. Yeah, okay, reviewing. Yeah, looking through, checking, reviewing. And it's honestly quite annoying having to look up so many words. Like, every sentence has like one word that I didn't know almost. That's what you do. There we go. Review. Put that there. This part at the end was also quite a tongue twister. 실종자 명단이다. It's not that bad now. It was hard the first time. 권상현이라는 이름이 있었다면 난 분명히 기억했을 거야. If there was such a name as 권상현, I'm sure I would have remembered it. I have a problem because I have HelloTalk, and it's where you learn a language while teaching it as well. That's right, yeah, I have HelloTalk too. Well, what are the odds of them using this the next day? Seen that in previous games. First sessions were always longer than the later ones because we all became familiar. Yeah, it always happens. When we played the Coma, you guys remember the first time I played, I think I wrote like 60 60 words down. I wasn't writing down sentences though back then. I was just writing down words and sometimes like a quick snippet of a sentence. And by the end of the game though, I realized like, no, I really need to be writing down the whole sentences. So because I would later study it and then I'd like forget some of the words because it was hard to remember them because I didn't remember how it was used. So then by the end of that game, and especially when we started the island, I was writing down every sentence that the word was in. Practice with White Day. White Day is cool, but there's not enough Korean in it, really. Coma and Coma 2. Yeah, you have to play Coma and Coma 2. Those are fun. Oh, hey, Forrest. What's up? 하지만 아무리 기억을 되짚어도 그런 이름은 생각나지 않았다. No matter how much I like went through my memory again, I guess that would be searched through my memory again. I couldn't recall that name, that kind of name, that sort of name. 아니요, no. 권상현이라는 이름은 처음 듣네요. It's the first time I've ever heard the name 권상현. 우리 둘은 거기까지 말하고 잠시 침묵했다. So we were that's all that we said, and then we were just silent for a little bit. 침묵. If I'm even slightly wrong, I write down the sentences. Yeah, stay silent. Okay. I'll be in a coma after I see the price was such a game. It's worth it. That game was totally, especially Coma 2. Coma 1 was honestly a bit annoying, and I'd recommend even like researching on the internet, like for a walkthrough if you get stuck, because there's some parts that are just really annoying, and the teacher keeps coming out, so you can't really study. You can't pause the game to read the stuff. You have to like keep going, but it's good for story. You have to, like, if you finish it, you'll get the story down. The second one, though, it pauses the game when you're reading stuff and talking to people, so you have plenty of time to write stuff down. 지역, general area. 지역 is like a region or an area. 머리속이 복잡하다. I feel like really confused. Literally, the inside of my head is complicated, but I feel like confused, and there's so much going on. 서로 정보를 털어놨지만 we both kind of shared our information with each other. 다소 뜬 구름을 잡는 이야기로 끝나는 것 같다. I feel like we're kind of ending our conversation without having to get anything out of it. 뜬 구름 would be like a cloud, I believe. Well, some sort of like empty cloud. But let's check. It's an expression. Basically, we didn't get anything out of it. Yeah, catch clouds, but it doesn't really have any other 호황된 것을 쫓다. Yeah. Or I guess chasing waterfalls. Would that be which you should never do. Should stick to the no. Okay, let's write that down because I haven't seen it before. Even though you could kind of guess what it means here, I never saw that before. Oops. Yeah, 지역. Don't you need coma? Yeah. Play. Would you ever play the Yu Chimin part of White Day? Nah, I don't want to play White Day anymore because it was fun while it lasted, but it was way too frustrating. And I didn't want to play it on easy mode. I wanted the I wanted the scares. Like I wanted things to pop out. I wanted like the more difficult atmosphere. But the guard is just too hard. And even on easy, the guard is just way too annoying. He really ruined the game. Yeah, stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I seem to be too much in my English brain when translating. Yeah, you'll get out of that later. 얘기를 진행하기 위해선 뭔가 더 확실한 정보가 필요해 보인다. It appears like I'm going to need, or I need some more 확실한 정보, some more accurate information, some more, yeah, in order to continue talking with her. So we're going to have to find out something more before we can have a conversation with her again. 내가 이런저런 고민에 빠져 있을 때 한세이가 몸을 일으켰다. So while I'm kind of thinking about these various concerns I have. Hansei stands up. She gets up because she was sitting down in a chair.
우선 헤어지죠.
All right, so let's split up for now. 아, 네? What? 나는 머뭇거리며 벽에서 등을 뗐다. Hold on. I learned this word last time, so let me see if I can recall it before I have to look it up again. This one is I took my back off took my back off the wall because we were leaning against the wall. Nope, can't bring it back. It's okay. Ah, that's right, hesitate. Ah, dang it. I wouldn't have got that if I kept thinking about it, so. So I hesitated a bit and then, took my back off the wall. Stopped leaning against the wall. Okay, we're at sentence 4. 16 more. 아직 한세에게 물어볼 것이 많이 남아 있는데 I still have a lot of things left that I want to ask her. But 이렇게 헤어지자고? She's saying let's just split up right here like this. 하지만 아직 정보를 but I still haven't really gotten an information probably about the guy yet. Basically, do you know this guy? And then I'm like, no, I don't know him. Okay, goodbye. And he's like, oh, I don't really have any information about him.
그러니까 그 정보란 걸 더 모아보자는 거예요.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's gather more of that information. 모아보자. Let's gather that information. Understandable. Jimin's part's actually 10 times more frustrating. Really? Why is that? I just didn't want to play. Like I said, I was just frustrated by the guard. If there's a mod for the game that removes the guard completely, or makes the guard like less sensitive to sound, that was the problem. It's like it wasn't that there was a guard you have to avoid. It was that the guard literally could hear you from across the map. You'd be like in a room at the other side of the map and you'd open drawers and the guard would be like, huh? And then you hear him start running towards you. And then you can't outrun him. As soon as he sees you, you can't you had to like run all the way like down to the other side of the map again so that he'd lose you and then stay quiet for like an hour. And then he'd still walk up to you and walk back and forth. I think we wasted like 3/4 of the time I was playing that game just hiding from that guard. 한세이는 하반신에 묻은 먼지를 빠르게 털어내며 말을 이었다. 하반신, so I'm guessing that's her lower body? Yeah, I think so. The lower half of her body. I'm just guessing. Yes, I'm right. Cheryl, this is where Hancha is amazing. See, ha, I knew there's a word. There's a word ha, which means below. Pan is half. Shin, I told you yesterday, is body. 하반신, so I was thinking lower half body. Yep. So she quickly brushed off some dust that was on the lower half of her body and continued talking.
이렇게 해요.
Let's do this.
조사하다가 뭔가 알아낸 게 있으면 여기서 만나기로.
Let's do this. Let's meet here if there's something that we find out while investigating.
우선은 우리가 쫓던 실종 사건의 본질에 집중해요.
Let's first just focus on the nature of the disappearing cases that we're looking for. So let's, focus on the details of that. 본질, I believe that would be like the characteristics of it. Nature. Okay, yeah. My first guess was correct. One where you had to keep hiding the bathroom? Yeah, that was the one we had to keep hiding the bathroom. Wait, all your heals you got from Himin, there are no specific rules that say what to do, even in very easy. Janitor's actually still? Oh no, yeah, it's... And the thing is, they made the janitor easy in an update. I mean, they made him a lot easier in an update. But he's still ridiculous. And I'm really surprised nobody had made a mod already for that game that just says janitor go bye-bye. Or give me a bat so I can hit the janitor and then he'll run away. and then you have to like collect the bat somewhere else, you know, make it hard to find or something. I feel like it's just so annoying. That game. If it didn't have the janitor, it was actually really fun because it's very well made. Voice acting's great. Graphics are decent. It had a lot of Korean atmosphere. There's plenty of stuff to read, but you can't really read it because there's nowhere that's safe. And even if you just stay in the bathroom. So I was thinking that maybe just stay in the bathroom. Nope. Sometimes he'll just walk in the bathroom and open your door and just kill you. Like, I could be relaxing and reading one of the ghost stories in the bathroom and he'd still come kill me. Like,
사망 사건은 어차피 그 큰 줄기에서 뻗어간 사건으로 보이니까.
Anyway, as far as the murder case, it looks like it's a case that came out from that 줄기, a line from the big line. It seems like the murder case anyway is something that came out of that same missing persons case anyway. Let me just check. 줄기 would be the line, but yeah, a branch. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Line, whatever. Something that's like long like this. So branch in this case. So it looks like it's branched. It's a branch branched off of. I'll say that. Literally though, something that was stretched off of that big branch. Yeah, you're not even safe in the bathroom.
지금으로서 추측할
Yeah,
수
murder
있는
scene.
건
I don't know if I said something else. I'm sometimes like, I'll say something else. But what she's saying is the murder scene is somehow a part of that branch from the missing persons case. 지금으로서 추측할 수 있는 건, what we can determine, what we can estimate or presume from right now is, let's check. Yes.
아무래도 실종 사건들은 이 마을과 깊은 연관이 있어 보이니.
No matter how much I think about it or whatever like that, these missing persons cases appear to be related, have some sort of deep relation with this village. So they're deeply related with this village.
이 마을을 조금만 살피면 뭔가 흔적이 나올 거라 생각해요.
I think that if we were to search around this village a little bit, then there's some sort of trace of that, some sort of evidence of that is going to come up.
정리하자면 키워드는 실종자라는 거예요.
So kind of putting everything together, if we're going to say it short, the keyword, the point, an important keyword for this whole thing is missing person.
각자 조사가 끝나면
When we're each done with our investigation,
그래요.
yeah.
여기서 다시 만나 결과에 대해 이야기하죠.
Then let's meet here again and talk about our results that we've gotten. When speaking Korean with your other family members, do you generally understand it like you understand English or constantly translate? I'm not translating because if I did, I wouldn't be able to. That's the thing. Like when I'm reading this, I'm not translating while I'm reading it. I translate after I kind of read each section because you have to like just listen to, because the order is so different that some sentences you can't translate it really quickly without kind of like, I could either change this to be a really natural sounding English translation, or I can give you the more accurate translation. That's what I'm trying to do, is give you the more accurate. I'm not thinking about this in English. I'm just read it in Korean, then thinking about it in Korean. And then I'm like, okay, what did I say in Korean? Although when we meet the inn owner guy, I like translating his stuff more naturally because I like giving him like a country folk voice. All right, there. So you're gonna go looking out for some clues? Like kind of talks like that. So he's different, but for everyone else, I like giving more accurate translation. So no, I'm not thinking about things in English. I'm just listening like in Korean.
여기라면 눈에도 안 띌 테니까.
So, and if we're here, literally, then we're not going to be noticed. So they're not going to be able to see us here if we're talking about it. I don't know why she needs to do it so secretly, but I'm guessing maybe she thinks that the village, the people in the village, might be watching. Maybe they're related to the disappearing person case. So, she doesn't want them to know. 빠르게 정리를 마친 한세인은 폐가의 입구 쪽으로 걸어갔다. So she finished up organizing her things really quickly, and then she walked toward the entrance of this abandoned house. 그 태도에 살짝 불쾌해진다. Feel a little bit uneasy at her attitude though. Uncomfortable. Okay. Close enough. Village people. Village people. Okay, fine. Village people. Village people. 나와 한세이는 같은 사건을 쫓고 조사하는 입장이 된 거다. So now I am in the situation of... Oh no, that's not the best way to translate it. Now my position is that we are both, that I am investigating the same, me and Hansei are investigating the same case. We're looking for the same case and investigating it. And that is our 입장, that is our position right now. So basically, so it looks like now I'm going to be investigating and looking for the same case that she is. 그런데 그럼에도 불구하고 저리 서늘한 태도를 유지하고 있다. 서늘하다. I can't think of what that is. Cool, of course. But still, she's maintaining a kind of a cool attitude. Kind of like a calm, cool attitude. Nevertheless. Hold on. Yeah. My goal is that once we finish this game and maybe finish the next couple games, I'll be able to open up another Korean game and just play for like an hour straight and only get like 3 sentences. Like that would be wonderful. Or like, a couple little random verse. And then the words that I get would be like something really obscure or specific to the game. That'd be my dream. 저래서야 사회생활 하기 힘드시겠어. Must be hard for her to kind of have a social life though. Acting like that. Like acting all cool about everything.
참.
Oh, that's right. 폐교를 나가서 직전, right before leaving the abandoned house, 한세가 걸음을 멈추더니 she stopped walking and 이쪽으로 돌아봤다. She turned back this way. Know you get this question a lot, but you ever do a K-pop translation series? I couldn't. Copyright.
제가 이곳에 있던 거 어떻게 알았죠?
제가 이곳에 있던 거 어떻게 알았죠? How did you know that I was in this place? 네? What?
아까 절 보고 찾았다고 했잖아요.
아까 절 보고 찾았다고 했잖아요. Before you looked at me, you saw me and then said, I found you. I found her. In this case.
제가 여기 있는 걸 알고 찾으러 오셨다는 뜻 아닌가요?
제가 여기 있는 걸 알고 찾으러 오셨다는 뜻 아닌가요? So doesn't that mean that you knew that I was here and then came to find me? 한세의 목소리에서 왠지 모를 냉기가 묻어 나온다. Get this cold atmosphere, cold feeling from her voice. Like I'm not sure best way to translate that. Chilly is the word I couldn't think of. I get this sort of chill comes from her voice. Like, we kind of feel a little bit scared of what she's saying. We actually don't want the girls to suspect that we're onto them or that we're trying to just gain their trust or anything. We just need to find out who's the human. Hey Cameron, what's up? Where's the whiteboard? What's going on? Yeah. You might like K-style yo. Yeah, that's the thing. Other channels can do K-pop. They're okay risking their channel. I'm not. There's too many copyright issues with it. 설마, no way. 아, 저것 때문에 나를 아직도 경계하고 있던 거였나? Because of that was the reason that she was still kind of keeping her defenses up against me or toward me was because of that. So that's why she was doubting me, because she didn't know how I knew that she was here. 여관 주인이 알려줬어요. The inn owner told me. 폐가촌에 있다고. He said that you would be in the this ghost town, this abandoned town area.
그 아저씨가?
That guy did?
전 일부러 그 아저씨를 피해서 나왔는데요.
I purposely avoided that guy and came out here. So when I came out here, I purposely avoided that guy. 나는 여관 주인의 못생긴 얼굴을 떠올렸다. I recalled, I can imagine again, the ugly face of the inn owner. 어딘가 재미서 하는 얼굴. Something he seems pleased with himself, literally enjoying a face that is enjoying himself somewhere. 잔뜩 흥이 돋은 목소리. A very enthusiastic voice, a voice that's flowing with enthusiasm or excitement. 날 바라보던 기이한 눈빛, and those eyes that were the strange or odd eccentric eyes that would stare at me. 역시 그 여관 주인은 악마와 관련이 있다. I knew it. That inn owner has some sort of relation with the devil, with the demon that I met. 단순한 하수인이든가 아니면 그 이상의 무엇이든가. Maybe he's just a regular, like a normal follower, like an underling, or maybe something more than that. 하지만 한세에게 악마니 어쩌니 하는 얘기를 할 순 없다. But to 한세, I can't talk about whether she's like a demon or not. 그렇다면 내가 할 대답은 then the answer that I should say is 되묻는다. Ask again. 여관 아저씨에 대해 물어보자. This 돼 is to do something again. So it's a pure Korean prefix. You'll see it in a lot of verbs. You can just assume it's the exact same thing. 물어보자. Again. 돼 물어보자. She isn't supposed to be. Her question seems weird to me. Yeah, when Inyoung does K-pop translation, she removes the clips. Yeah, I can't do that though, and you can also get claimed during a live stream. It doesn't matter if you remove it from your videos later. Yeah, having done YouTube since I started actually YouTube in 2007, but I didn't do Korean teaching. Yeah, you can get stuff removed even when it's not, even when it's live. So it's too risky for me. Like making a series out of it, especially a smaller channel can probably get away with it, but when you're a larger channel and more eyes are on you, there's a lot of stuff you really can't do. You have to be extra careful about it. And now most likely nothing would happen, but we don't know. A disgruntled fan could report my channel to the company that owns the drama clips, and they can get my entire channel shut down. They could find the live clips that I did from YouTube, make 3 strikes at once, and then shut down the whole channel. So yeah, it's a pretty irresponsible thing to do. Or 얼버무린다. 얼버무린다. I actually don't know that. What's 얼버무린다? Not sure. Could just read what it says. 깊게 얘기할 거 없다. There's nothing I can really talk in depth about. 얼버무리다. Let's just speak vaguely. Maybe I saw this word. I know we learned a different word that kind of has a similar meaning, but let's write down this word. Which one should we pick? I want to ask about actually, I don't need your guys' answer. I'm gonna ask about the inn owner again. Okay, that was 7. That inn owner is going to haunt my dreams. You got a strike when you played a game. No, I didn't. It wasn't a strike. All it was, Cheryl, was someone watching my stream reported me to YouTube, and they did the report, and they must have chose something really severe that it caused the video to get removed. Now, all I did was just dispute it, and YouTube's like, oh yeah, you're right. So I can take a guess at who it might have been, but that's all it was. It wasn't like YouTube flagged my content. It was someone reported it, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, and this is on this tiny channel with just 100 subscribers. Like, you know, if I tried to do something on my larger channel, it wouldn't last very long. So yeah, that's why smaller channels can get away with it. And then if you see a larger channel doing it, they actually have permission to do it. So I once did a video learning Korean from Korean drama. And I did that for the website Drama Fever, which is now gone. And the video's gone as a result. They had licensing to use those clips, so they uploaded on their YouTube channel, and then I was able to make a Korean lesson out of that. I also did a lesson, Learn Korean with Bororo, which also was on their channel and also got deleted and is gone now. And they also had licensing the Bororo at the time, so that's why I could do that. Other than that, though, it's too dangerous. 여관 아저씨를 피해서 나왔다고요? 왜요? So you said you avoided him when you came out? Why?
이 마을 자체가 어딘가 이상하긴 하지만 그 아저씨는 특히 기분이 나빠요.
This village itself, something about this village itself is strange, but especially that guy just makes me feel weird, makes me feel uncomfortable. 기분이 나빠요. Literally, I feel bad. It kind of makes me feel uncomfortable, or like angry or something like that, like really upset, really uneasy.
대화하다 보면 내 목적이 뭔지, 내가 뭘 하려는지 전부 아는 듯한 눈치를 보이고.
It seems like he knows everything that I'm trying to do, and if I talk with him, if I talk with him, seems like he knows what my purpose is, what I'm trying to do, and everything that I'm trying to do. Which is
얼마 전엔 내가 어딜 갔다 왔는지도 알고 있더군요.
A while back before, last time, some other time previously, he even knew where I had been. So I had left somewhere and gone and came back, and he even knew where I had been.
마치 감시라도 한 듯이.
As if he was observing me. Can you use the lyrics? Nope. You cannot. Learning purposes, yes. They claim fair use, but fair use doesn't mean you can just say it's educational or just say it's parody and you can get away with it. Fair use is just laws that protect you in the very end. Once it has hit the court cases, it does not protect you from getting the video removed on YouTube. So you can make a legitimate educational critique of content and use portions of a content. You can't use the whole thing. Portions of a content. You can't even use the most important parts. So you can't use like the chorus of a song if you want to analyze the song. Kind of funny. But you're not even allowed to use the most important parts. It's also against you if you monetize the video or it's any sort of financial gain, though it doesn't have to be. And YouTube can basically say your video's gone. You can fight it. They could take you to court, and in the very end, you can argue fair use, and they say, okay, great, you win. But now you've wasted tons of money for lawyers, tons of your time just to uphold something that already you had a right to. It's not worth it.
아니, 방금 말은 잊어줘요.
No, just forget what I said. Forget what I just said.
그냥 꺼림칙한 것뿐이니까.
꺼림칙하다. Now I have to look this up. I have no idea how to translate this. Yeah, uneasy. Not comfortable. Like not easy with something. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Basically just it's just a bit leery of him, just a bit uneasy about him. Yeah, there's a lot of things with fair use it doesn't mean just educational is okay. They also, in the court case, like I said, when it actually goes to the court case, that's when your fair use can come and play. But a lot of things are included in whether it's fair use or not. So if you're making a video analyzing the lyrics of BTS, you're not singing the lyrics, you're not showing clips of the song. Well, you're showing clips of the song, but you're not showing the whole thing. You're not doing the whole thing like from beginning to the end. So you're not taking away the original value. And something you're doing about about your usage of the content is transformative. So you basically taking something that they have and changing it into a new form. A lot of these things are like points that can help you in the final argument in court, whether something was fair use or not. But it's like, do you really want to take it that far? YouTube's just going to strike your video anyway. You'd have to go through this whole process, sue them and everything to get this back. It's a huge deal. So that's why even Weird Al gets permission from the people he makes parodies from, because he doesn't want to deal with it. Even if he's making parodies, he would have to argue in court that it's actually a parody and not just taking the song's melody and changing the lyrics, which you're not actually allowed to do. That's not really a parody legally. You can't just take a song, remake the song in the same style, sing different lyrics that are funny. That funny doesn't mean parody. It has to actually parody. So yeah, even Weird Al doesn't do content unless it's actually a parody of the original song. And if it's not a complete parody of the original song, he'll definitely get permission from them first, because it's just too much of a big deal. So and then she stopped talking with that, and 이내 고기를 돌려 폐가를 나섰다. And then after that, she turned her head and left the abandoned house. K-pop isn't really the most useful way to learn. Yeah, it's not. Anyway, you can learn stuff from K-pop songs, expressions, but it's not the most useful. And like, if you had a teacher going through it, you could get some stuff out of it, but it's really terrible for learning by yourself. BTS examples on your main channel. That's just more of a joke. I do that to be funny. I don't actually know anything about BTS. I don't even know their names. I'm not a fan of them or anything like that. I only know like one of their songs. I've only listened to like 3 other songs and I don't even remember them. I just know that it's really popular, so I want to incorporate stuff that my viewers will recognize. So it's just kind of like a fun thing. Like, yeah, okay, fine. They're really popular. Let's put them in this example sentence. But I'm not like a fan of anyone specifically these days. And if you notice, my new Korean series as well is filled with K-pop names as well. I do it for the same reason. It's just kind of fun. Million years ago, before YouTube though. Oh yeah. I took 1 semester of a copyright and contract law class at college, so I'm totally a master at it. Yeah, obviously that was sarcasm. 한세일을 보낸 나는 잠시 폐가 벽에 기대 상황을 정리했다. So me, for a little bit, so after sending her out, basically after seeing her out, for a little while, I leaned up against the wall of the abandoned house, 폐가 벽, and then kind of put everything together, like organized everything going on, thought about everything going on, literally organized the situation. Justin Bieber's of Korea. I wouldn't look down at them that much. I'm kind of kidding. I don't really have anything against anyone in particular, unless they're like a really terrible person. I don't really mind. 한세이는 나에 대한 긴장을 아직 풀지 않고 있다. So she still had not literally released her nervousness about me, literally, but more like I could still tell she doesn't really feel that comfortable around me yet. 당연하다면 당연하다. Well, obviously it's obvious. Beginner friendly. Yeah, thanks. I'm trying to make it as beginner friendly as possible, but I know that there's most of the comments I get are people who aren't watching the whole series. They'll just pop in for one video and be like, "Hey Billy, what's this?" I'm like, you'll see my comments on those. They'll be like, "Please watch this series from the beginning. I have a video about that." But yeah, I'm trying to make it so like it'll get you of the most important things from the first book and the absolute most important things from the second book that I have are going to be in there, but in slower, less detail, but easier to grasp. So hopefully once the series is done, a few months later, we'll start seeing people who say like, "Oh, I started learning with that series. That's what I want. Right now, it still doesn't have enough episodes up yet. 처음 보는 말, first village or town that I'm seeing for the first time. So the first time I've been here. 처음 보는 사건, first time see case that I've seen for the first time. And 거기에 처음 보는 낯선 남자, and an unfamiliar man who I'm seeing for the first time, as in the inn owner probably. 날 온전히 신뢰해주길 바라는 건 무리겠지. It's going to be a bit too much to ask, literally will be too much, to hope that they'll trust me completely. So, it's a brand new town, brand new case, and brand new strange person. There's no way I could expect them to trust me completely. 하지만, but 그걸 알면서도 답답한 건 어쩔 수 없다. But even knowing that, there's nothing I can do about feeling frustrated. 나는 머리를 긁으며 발을 옮겼다. I scratched my head and walked out. Korean starters motivate Korean 언니, intermediate speak EIPP, extremely advanced KiCat. KiCat. I actually toyed with the idea of making a KiCat, Learn Korean with KiCat channel, because there was a video, I don't remember which episode of the Learn Korean series, where KiCat asks me how to start making videos, and I help KiCat do it. And then at the end, KiCat opens a Learn Korean with KiCat channel, and I look at the video and it has like more views than my videos do. I think that was like a couple years ago or something. Yeah, it must have been like 3 years ago or so that I did that episode. That was a Learn Korean one. And so at that time I actually thought maybe I should make a Learn Korean with KiCat, but I abandoned it because KiCat didn't have a voice at that time. KiCat only found her voice in this new beginner series. 한세에 대한 문제는 일단 잊어버리자. And I also thought about at that time doing it with a not voice acting myself, but getting a female friend to do the voice acting. Although now I could do it myself. Billy. But I think it would be too much trouble to have a second channel. And then there's no reason. Why does KiCat need to teach Korean? And how would the videos even be different than my own that I'm already doing? Why does it need to be a separate channel? Why can't I just put it on my own channel if I wanted to do that? So yeah, I stopped it. 문제는 일단 잊어버리자. First of all, let's just forget these problems with Hansei. 아직 이 마을에서 해야 할 일들이 많다. I still have a lot of things I need to do in this village. Okay, saved. Woo! Wow, we got to a save point. 늦은 점심을 처리하고 숙소로 돌아왔다. So I prepared a late lunch and then returned to my residence, to return to my room. 몸은 벌써 지쳐 있었다. My body was already exhausted. 지치다. 생각해보면 오늘 하루 꽤 많은 일들이 있었다. Thinking about it, there really were quite a lot of things that happened today. 하지만 쉴 틈이 없다. Okay, this is your sentence, Cheryl. This is your sentence, Cheryl. Let's open the dictionary. Okay, Cheryl, this is your sentence. Let me know when you got it. I tune into the streams and mostly see about 60% of your viewers are already speaking Korean on a freaking 10th graders level. Some of the people who come to my streams are like actually intermediate learners. Most of them are not. Most of them I can tell are like mid-beginner at best, low mid-beginner, like over 90%. But then there are some people who are legitimately like intermediates. And then there will be like a couple, maybe one or two people that will be actually like advanced speakers. Okay, you got it? All right. 자, 다음에 해야 할 일이 있지. All right, so I have something else I have to do next now. There's something I have to do next. Stick to the old specific vocabulary. In your streams, it's extremely specific. Oh, what do you mean? 여관 주인의 말로는, according to what the inn owner said, 이 마을 사람들, village people, according to what he said, 이 마을 사람들은 1시쯤에는 전부 건물 안으로 들어갔다가 저녁쯤이 돼서야 다시 나온다고 했다. So according to what the inn owner guy said, the people in this village around 1 o'clock will all enter into their buildings, and then when it's around dinner time, 저녁쯤이 돼서야, only when it's around dinner time will they 다시 나온다고 했다. Said they will come out again. 아마 이 미친 종교의 교리의 일환일 것이다. 일환. Anyway, it's probably doctrine of this crazy religion. It's probably something of doctrine of this crazy religion. But what is 일환? One. 일환. I'm not sure. Oh, 일환. Okay. 우리 가운데 하나. Okay. So one, basically a part. It's a part of the doctrine of this crazy religion, probably. As in the practice of going into buildings at around 1 o'clock and only coming out again at nighttime. Probably they do some sort of religious ceremony during the daytime, I guess. Kakao notifications are kind of jump scares. I'm just glad I found Billy at the beginning of my Korean learning adventures, this close to learning random things and getting... Yeah, well, a lot of people find me later. I know lots of people who start learning Korean with random stuff, and then they start learning properly after like 2 years, 3 years. So if you found it in the beginning, yeah, you saved yourself some time. 건물 안에서 기도라고 하는 걸까? Are they like praying or something inside of the buildings? I think so. 그것까진 잘 모르겠다. I don't really know that, literally that much. So I'm not really sure about that. 중요한 건 그 시간대가 마을 사람 걱정 없이 이 주변을 돌아볼 수 있는 기회라는 점이다. What's important is during that time period, without any worry of village people, I can look around this area. It's a chance to look around this area. So that's what's important. So what's important is that it's a chance for you to look around the area during that time period without worrying about the village people, is kind of what he's saying. 3 years using romanization and random. Yes, like Cheryl, who spent 3 years kind of studying Korean using romanization and random words and phrases. And yeah, it's not necessarily a waste of time, but you could use the time better. But you know, no use crying over spilt milk. You're here now. And yeah. I mean, I could have started learning Korean years before I started learning Korean too, if I wanted to. I had some Korean friends, I just never really started. So 그 짧다면 짧은 시간 동안 마을 여기저기에 있을 힌트들을 찾아내야 한다. So in that very, very short time, during that very, very short time, I need to find hints that are going to be here and there, everywhere, wherever in the village. 몸이 무겁다. My body feels heavy. 나는 끙끙대며 몸을 일으켰다. I was kind of like, and stood up. So I went outside again. 입회자가 준 정보에 의하면, according to the information that the 입회자, the initiator, gave to me, that demon guy that looks like a character from Yu-Gi-Oh or something. 이 말은 5마일의 why did I say 마일? I was like, that makes no sense. 5마리의 마물을 불러들이기 위해 설계된 곳이다. So according to him, this village was founded in order to summon 5 demons. 그렇다면, if so, then 마을 사람들은, the village people, Learn to never note the romanization and note the translation. Till the milk kind of dries up and becomes difficult to come off. Yes. Not only am I here now, I have 15 hours of intense lessons under my belt. Yeah, and you're also studying a lot on your own, so it's not just tutoring. I mean, if all you did was 2 hours of tutoring a week, it would just be a waste of your time and money. I would tell you that, though, if you were just doing, if you weren't doing anything else in between, it would just be a waste of your time. So much better tonight. Might it have something to do with the village people? No. It's the, it's just whatever my body says. Hey, you're not, so your allergies are good today. So I don't know. Anyway, so if so, then the village people are 굉장히 많은 양의 자료들을 수집했을 것이다. Would have collected a large quantity of documents in order to properly gather those demon girls. I don't know why we think this, but I guess maybe he's talking about maybe religious texts or something like that. Sure. 그 자료들을 모으다 보면, so, and if they gather those documents, those things, those papers that they need, 마물들의 특성을 알아낼 수 있고, not if they. So if I can gather those documents, then I can figure out the personality traits of those demons, and 그것을 사건 현장에 대입하면, and if I can, does that apply it? Oops. Eep. Substitute. If I substitute that in the crime scene, all the information we get, 각 사건의 범인을 알아낼 수 있을 것이다. Then I'll be able to find out each perpetrator for each case, right? Oh, by the way, who's gonna watch Bill and Ted on Friday? I totally am. I already pre-ordered it. I've been looking forward to that movie, not even joking, since 2011 when I first heard that they were seriously making it. But then even before then, when I had heard that they were thinking about making it. So yeah, it's over 10 years waiting for that movie. It's probably not going to be amazing, but I think it's going to be fun. Try translating for people, but then when it depends on the context kicks in. Yeah. 좋아. 오후에는 이 지역을 돌아다녀 보기로 하자. Okay, so then let's decide. Let's go with looking around this area during the afternoon time, since no one's going to be outside. 마을 사람들에게 의심을 사지 않고 자유롭게 움직일 수 있는 시간은 굉장히 짧다. So the time that I have to freely move around without creating doubt, without gathering doubt from the village people is very short. 굉장히 짧다. I'm scared of what it might. There's no way it's going to be bad. It's the same two writers that wrote Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted Bogus Journey. It's Dean Parasote is the director. He made Galaxy Quest. Have you seen Galaxy Quest? It's the most amazing Star Trek movie ever. The original actors are back. All of them, except for George Carlin, because he died. But he's even in the story. It's totally, they didn't make it for money. The actors themselves have been trying to make it, specifically Bill, Alex Winter has been trying to make it. Personally, they wanted to make this movie. And yeah, so it might not be great, but it's going to be something that they really care about. That's what we can know. And yeah, it's not even the first sequel anyway. It's the second sequel to it, technically. And if you watch the originals, they're not really like masterpieces of cinema, or like they're not even that coherent. They're just like fun, goofy movies. So yeah. Korean women had gorgeous bright yellow eyes. I wonder what it's like to use contacts. Yeah, so I'm not saying it's going to be a great movie, but I have trust that it's going to be honest to itself. 오늘 하루는 이래저래 시간도 꽤 흘러버렸고. And I mean, after all, Keanu Reeves doesn't have to do this kind of project. He's like got John Wick, Matrix, and all this other stuff that he's doing. He'd only do this if he actually wanted to do it. So anyway, he doesn't need the money. So, and neither does Alex Winter. He does like directing projects and stuff like that. Anyway, for today, I've spent a lot of time has been spent just doing this and that. 아무래도 한 지역 정도를 살펴보는 게 전부겠군. So probably the only thing literally everything will be searching about one area. So no matter how much I think about it, I think that today pretty much what I can do, the limit of what I can do is just going to be searching around one area. 아, 그럼 어디로 가볼까? 자, 그럼. Okay, so then where should I go? Okay, we got to pick, where do we want to go? We've got 7 points to look at some locations and find information. Where do you guys want to go? Kang. We have the Kang. We have Sup, the forest. We have Paegyo, the abandoned school. Hosu, the lake. And Paegachon. Let's see. Maybe the Paegyo. I kind of want to go to the Paegyo, but what do you guys think? No, the actors themselves are trying to make it. Yeah. Like, because Bill and Ted are friends. They're really good friends in real life. They've been friends since the first movie. And, yeah, they're working on making it. The original writers, both of them are making it. They even got the original, like, actors for the younger brother, the dad, the stepmom, all those people are back. Death, who I'm super excited to see, he's back. You've sunk my battleship. The school. Okay, we're gonna go to the school. Okay, do we want to go to Paegyo Pokdo, the what do you call that? The hallway, or do we want to go to Cheuk Tango, the exercise, the gym gym storage area, Kushir, classroom, or Tango, where like a storage area, just general storage area. A, B, C, or D. What do you guys vote? Which one do you want to go to? First one with 2 votes wins. Vote C. I mean, there's only like 5 people watching, so I'm not going to make you guys wait too long if they don't come in. The last one where the girl was dancing. Yeah, this is where the girl was dancing. But she was outside by the tango here. Okay, let's just check out the classroom. We don't have too much time, and I've only written down 10 sentences, so that's great. 나는 폐교 교실로 걸음을 옮겼다. So I started moving toward the abandoned school classroom. That was fast. 이전 용도를 예측하기 힘든 곳이다. It's difficult to guess what this place was used for. Let me check. Yes. 폐교의 공실을 마을 사람들이 창고처럼 썼던 것인지, whether the village people use these empty rooms in this abandoned school as a storage area, or 최근에 사람들이 드나든 흔적이 여기저기 남아있다. For maybe because they were using this as a storage area. Oop, my phone just changed to night mode. There are lots of evidence of people having gone and come here recently that still remain. 그렇다면 뭔가 남겼을 거란 말이지. But then whether they actually left something here or not, that's the question. 나는 중얼거리며 주변을 둘러봤다. So I was kind of murmuring to myself and looked around the area. Okay, let's check out this photo. 전쟁터를 묘사한 그림이다. A picture that depicts a battlefield. 교실이 있긴 좀 살벌한 느낌이다. 살벌하다. I learned this one from the coma. I can't think of it. Kind of gives me a something feeling looking at it. Seeing it in a classroom though. Bloody. That's right. Bloody. Kind of gives me it's like a violent feeling though having it in a classroom. Got me some pizza time. 아무래도 옛날 학교였으니 anyway, since it was an old school, I can understand though. 나는 잠시 그림을 바라보다가 고개를 돌렸다. So I was looking at the picture for a little bit and then I turned my head to... What's this? Let's look at this. 책들이 어지럽게 늘어놓아져 있다. The books are kind of just messily spread out. 이런 곳에 단서가 있으려나? I wonder if there would be like a clue in this kind of place. 어디 보자. Let's see. 나는 책들을 뒤적거렸다. Skim through the books. 그리고 그 중에서 특히 눈에 띄는 책을 발견했다. And then among those I found a book that particularly caught my eye. 눈에 띄다. Vampire Hunter's Record. Ooh, 손때가 꽤 묻은 책이다. It's a book that has lots of hand marks, finger oil, I guess. Let me check. Something like that, but we'll see. Yeah, finger marks. 뱀파이어 헌터의 기록 6권이라는 6권이라는 제목이다. So it's the sixth record Vampire Hunter 6. 실제 뱀파이어 사냥에 나선 헌터의 기록을 엮은 책이로군. So I guess it's it's actually a book of records made by a hunter who went out hunting vampires. 이 마을 사람들이 단순한 흥미 위주로 이 책을 마을에 가져오진 않았을 테지. So the village people would not have just brought this kind of book into the village as some sort of just for a basic curiosity, just out of curiosity. So they have a reason to have it. 좋아, 이 책은 중요한 증거가 될 것 같다. Alright, this book should be some important evidence. 나는 그 책을 가방에 챙겼다. So I put the book in my bag. I can look at it a little bit later. 자, 계속 조사해볼까? So I keep looking around. 바닥에는 오래된 종이들이 눌려 붙어 있다. On the floor there are some old papers kind of like spread out. 이래서는 조사도 불가능할 정도다. If it's like this, there's no way I can investigate them. 떨어지지도 않네. Doesn't even come off. Like they're just stuck. Oh, that's why I forgot to translate. They're spread out and stuck to the floor. So it doesn't even come off. I can't even pull it off the floor. 종이들을 몇 번 떼어내려는 시도를 하다 그만뒀다. So I was trying a few times to take off some of the papers from the ground, but I stopped. They wouldn't come off. 어차피 글씨도 다 뭉개져 알아볼 수도 없다. Anyway, the letters are all like messed up, but I can't even figure out what it says. 더 이상은 시간 낭비다. Any longer trying with this anymore would be a waste of time. 나는 몸을 일으켰다. So I stood up. Let's look at this book here. Actually, let's look in this box. 상자 하나가 눈에 들어왔다. One box caught my eye. 뭔가를 포장하려던 거였을까? Were they trying to like wrap something up here? 흥미가 생겨 열어보았다. I felt a little bit interested in it. I felt curiosity and I opened it up. Satanism. 상자 안에는 잡지 몇 권이 들어 있었고 inside the box were a few magazines. And 그중 눈에 띄는 잡지가 하나 보였다. And I saw one magazine that caught my eye among those. 나쁜 단어? Like, what do you mean 나쁜 단어? Bad vocabulary? 월간 사타니즘이라. 월간. Monthly, I guess. Yeah, monthly. Okay. I was like, but so monthly Satanism. I don't see it in English, but that's what the magazine is. 꽤 본격적인 오컬트 잡지인 모양이다. This definitely seems to be a legitimate occult magazine. 어쩌면 내 상황에 대해 아는데 도움이 될지도 모르겠다. Anyway, knowing my situation, this might even be helpful for me. 잠시 고민하다가, so I was thinking about it for a bit, and then 나는 잡지를 가방 안에 쑤셔 넣었다. So I slipped the magazine into my bag. 자, 계속 조사해볼까? Should I keep searching? Keep investigating? What's this bag here? 가방이 하나 보인다. I see a bag. 비교적 새 가방이다. It's a relatively new bag. 최근 누군가가 들렸다는 거군. So I guess someone had stopped by recently. 그렇게 중얼거리며 I murmured that to myself. 나는 가방을 열어봤다. Opened the bag. 묵마 소환 일지. So this is a journal of summoning 목마, demons, some sort of nightmare demon. 낮고 신비스러운 느낌의 책이다. It's a book that's really old and mysterious. 목마 소환 일지. Okay. That's the name of it. 목마. 즉 서큐버스를 소환하려던 한 귀족의 이야기가 적혀 있었다. Meaning that it has stories written in here about a group of people. No. 귀족. Oh, important. Okay. A noble person, a nobility, to try to summon a succubus is the story about that. Which is a female demon. I don't want to jinx anything, but so far we've been playing for like an hour and a half, and we're only on sentence 13, so we're doing really good. 이 귀족이 서큐버스 소환에 성공했다면, if he was successful in summoning a succubus, then 서큐버스에 대한 많은 조사를 했겠지. Then he would have done a lot of research about the succubus. 좋아. 그 조사 결과는 내게 큰 도움이 될 거다. The results of that investigation should be very helpful to me. 나는 그 책을 백팩에 집어넣었다. So I put the book into my backpack. You know, I think we can actually read some of this stuff later. I think it's actually like text we can read. Okay, so we keep investigating. I think we can check out the... So it has information that we found. Like if we check this out, we can like read it. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys got to vote. Do you want me to read all the... I guess we have to because we got to figure out who's who. So I'll have to do a stream where we just read some of this stuff. Didn't we get a magazine too? Where's the magazine? Oh, here it is. Okay, good. They're not very long though. They're like 1 page or 2 pages, but guess we'll have to read this stuff. 종이 상자가 눈에 밟힌다. A box 눈에 밟힌다, literally stepped on by my eyes. So my eyes caught a cardboard box. 나는 상자를 열어봤다. I'm gonna write that down. I've never seen that before. Imagine how many words you'll get from this. Yeah, we'll get a lot. 상자 안은 텅 비어 있었다. It was totally empty inside. 허무하군. All right, totally waste then. 상자를 다시 닫았다. Close the box again. Okay, so the different thing about this is that we can actually look at everything here. Crossbag. An old crossbag, I guess. 조심스럽게 가방을 열어보니 안엔 온갖 쓰레기들이 들어있다. Open the bag carefully. It is just filled with trash. 포기하지 않고 더 찾아봤다. I didn't give up. I looked more. 쓸만한 정보가 하나도 없을까? Is there really nothing useful here? Maxim. Okay, normally there's the Korean, basically like Playboy in Korea. 그 쓰레기들 사이에 꽤 멀쩡한 잡지가 하나 보인다. I see one magazine that's not ruined, that's okay inside of within the trash. 월간 맥신, monthly maxin. 예전 같으면 쳐다보지도 않을 흥미 위주로 occult 잡지다. Okay, this is supposed to be another occult magazine, but they're making it as a joke for Korea's magazine. Anyway, an occult magazine that is mainly just for entertainment. So I wouldn't even be interested in this at all. 하지만 지금은 아무래도 흥미가 동하게 된다. But now I do feel a bit interested in it though, because it's another occult magazine. 잡지를 대강 넘겨보다가 가방 안에 넣었다. So I just kind of skimmed through it a bit and put it in my bag. Oops. 나중에 읽어보자. Let's read it over later. 계속 조사해볼까? Keep looking around. Okay, let's check this out. What is this? 수업 시간 표다. So it's a timetable for class. 그런데 어딘가 좀 이상했다. Something was a bit strange though. 여긴 초등학교였을 텐데. This must have been an elementary school, but 이건 고등학교 시간표 아닌가? Isn't this a high school time chart? 그나저나 시간표 밑에 저건 뭐지? And what is that thing that's below the time chart? I'm guessing this thing here. 김씨 보게. 자네가 캐비닛 비밀번호를 자꾸 잊어 여기에 남기네. Hey, 김씨, you keep forgetting the cabinet key, the password, so I'm going to leave it here. 이제 캐비닛 정도는 스스로 열게나. Now you can go and open it 스스로 by yourself. I don't know if that means the password is going to be something with 스스로. 뭐라는 거야? What is it saying? 그래서 비밀번호가 뭔데? So what's the password? 나는 멍하니 중얼거렸다. I'm going to guess that's the password. 스스로. Something about maybe 3 로 5 스스로 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I'm going to guess 335 쓰리 로 5. Just totally making a guess. Remind me of that later if we get a password for something that we need to open. I guess let's check out here. 커다란 철제 캐비넷이 보인다. I see like a big steel cabinet. 난 캐비넷 문을 잡아당겼다. I pulled the door of the cabinet. 문은 꼼짝도 하질 않는다. Doesn't even move though. 뭐지? What's this? 캐비넷을 이리저리 관찰해 봤다. So I tried looking over the cabinet here and there. 나무 판자에 가려져 있던 곳에 자물쇠가 걸려 있었다. There was a lock that was on a place that was kind of covered with a wooden board. 오래된 비밀번호식 자물쇠다. It's an old password style lock. So one of those locks where you do the 3 codes. 아무래도 이걸 풀어야 열릴 것 같군. I have to solve this so it can open. 비밀번호가 뭘까? What could the password be? 자물쇠로 돌아봐. I looked over the code. I'm going to guess 335. 끙. 비밀번호를 알아야지. Okay, that's not right. 스스로. 스스로. Maybe 4? 445? No, it has to be 3 thing. It has to be what you push down. Ro could be Roku, Japanese, but they didn't mention that. 스스로. Like ryuk, because normally 6 is ryuk with a lir in it, but oh my goodness, what could this be? See, I was thinking 335, but you can't have 335 both. 스스. 혼자. 스스로 혼자. Yeah, I don't know. No, we can't. It's 스스로. It's something with 스스로. I'm trying to think what other numbers would sound like 스스. So I was thinking like 쓰리, like 3-3. 3-3 would be 6. But I don't know about 3-6-5. I don't know. Maybe 3, 4, 5. S 8, 9, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe 3, 4, 6. Maybe you have to push this? I don't know. Yeah, it might sound like 0. I don't know if I actually have to push that. I think that's just leaving it. So I was saying 3, 6. 스스로. Gosh. It's tricky. I have to stop playing for today though. So Okay, we can't save, unfortunately. We have to go all the way back to here again. We just remember that we went to the classroom and we investigated everything in the classroom. Almost, pretty much so far. And next time we'll have to finish it up. Because, yeah, I don't have time to keep playing because I have to put my kid to bed and brush his teeth and everything. I don't want it to be too late. I didn't give you guys a sentence, though. I'm sorry. I couldn't find a good sentence while I was playing. And I think if I did, I already translated it while we were playing. So your homework is, think about what susuro could mean. That's your homework for today. Susuro. Let's try to think together about what it means. I'll think about what it means too. Please don't look it up. Please, whatever you do not Google susuro to find it. Because that's not fun. If you Google susuro, I'm sure it'll come up with what it could mean. Like, yeah. So don't do that. But think about what it can mean. And that's your homework. You don't have to solve it. Just think about what it can mean. And I'll think about it too. And I'll see you guys again. Actually, the next time I see you guys won't be for a while because right now, Friday I'm going to be busy. So maybe Saturday. The next time I play is going to be Saturday. So I'll see you guys again on Saturday night. Kram. See you guys later.